Hey guys, welcome to Butte Mountain Homestead. Today is a glorious sunny day, no wind. So I told Jean I'm outside all day today. That's all there is to it. We did get about 1/4 inch rain last night. So this last storm was over an inch, inch and a quarter. So give everything a good drink of water. But today I am taking that out. Chickens aren't going to like me, but I'm taking that out. The ground or the driveway is still too kind of gummy muddy, so I can't take anything down to the brush pile. So what I'm going to do is just create just big piles out there to where I can just bring the cart up, you know, take load down of carts. So I'm going to work on this bed. I'm going to work on this bed and this bed. And I realized, I don't know why I didn't know this. I don't know what I thought potatoes were, but I guess they're in the nightshade family. So technically, as far as crop rotations go, they shouldn't follow nightshades, which tomatoes are. So there's Kitty being naughty. I opened up the greenhouse because it's already toasty in there, so I didn't catch any mice, so I just put the mouse traps up. But yeah, you saw my last video, the seedlings, I had to move inside. The system that we had set up with that inverter, we even tried it on the inside, and we tried it with a different battery, and the inverter should be enough. It's a 750, so that means 750 watts. There's no way one heat mat does not equal 750 watts. I didn't look on the front of it, but I'm just telling you right now, a light bulb's 100 watts at max. So the grow lights are 45. Anyways, I could not keep the heat mats going in there. So everything will get transplanted out there once they grow up. So we'll still be utilizing the greenhouse. So I don't feel, I feel bad that we built this wonderful place for me, and so I have a feeling I'm going to get me a really nice power station so that I can use it. I could still use it now, but I don't want to pay for it now when I have the inside abilities. So it'll just be something I save up for. But I'm going to try to figure out what beds I can do the potatoes in. Since I'm not doing green beans, I do have some options there. Technically, that bed and this bed were to be potatoes, and then these two beds were supposed to be tomatoes. So I might, and I have quite a few beds, so I can, but I've already got them planned out as far as crop rotations go. But the carrots aren't going to be done for a while, so that's it until they're ready to come out. So I basically have 3, 4, 5, 6 beds in here that I can use. The onions and garlic won't be done till way later, but the potatoes should be done around the same time as the garlic and the onions. So then I will get everything planted in their spots. So like peppers, I think I put squash in like late May, early June last year, and we had more zucchini than what we know what to do with. So I just have to plan it and according to rotation. So I think one of these beds is going to have potatoes, and that one's going to have potatoes for sure. So that's what I'm getting, but I am going to take everything out of that. I just have to figure out what's going to go in there. So anyways, I'm going to get it after that, and then not really anything to film really, other than me taking down dead plants and moving everything out there. I'm going to prune roses today. Yeah, that's on my agenda, is to get these beds cleaned out, get the potatoes planted, and get roses pruned. And we'll see how far that gets me today. I mean, I have all weekend, so actually I have 5 days to work on stuff. So, but that's what I'm going to do. I'll show you when it gets all cleaned out. Okay, I got everything cleaned out. And I got as much of the debris out as I possibly could. And then I brought over what was left of that compost that I got earlier. It was getting down to the actual ground. So, and I had covered the ground with cardboard, so I was pulling up cardboard. So anyways, it's just so low. I mean, you can see that bottom board over there. And the soil is supposed to be halfway up to the top. But right now, I'm not going to do potatoes in here. So I think what I'll do is lettuces and peas. I'm going to have to go get my chart and kind of regroup on this bed for sure. But, and then I might just wrap the bed in frost cloth to kind of give it a little bit of insulation. This next week's going to be a false spring for us. So I'm fully aware of that. But our last frost date is the end of March, which I'm not worried about that per se. So I think I'm going to go get some peas, and I might direct sow some lettuce too if I have any lettuce left, just to see what it does. And then if I wrap the beds just in enough to where the chickens can't get in here with something, then I'll be okay. Even if I have to rob netting. I have some netting, but if I have to rob, pieces of netting, I'll do that. But I think the frost cloth will be okay. And I can always use that to throw it over if we're getting close to one anyways. So anyways, I'm gonna do that and I'll be back. Okay, so I went in and I got peas. These do need a trellis, so that'll be perfect because I have a trellis. Oh, and the sun just came out, so it's a little bright. I do have lettuce in here, and I'm not devoting too much space to this because if it fails or if it's sparse, I want to have more. So I may do the back half of the bed because of the way the sun's positioning in the sky this time of year. So this is just that premium lettuce blend, and oh, I just realized I have a hole in the bag, so I need to be mindful of that. And then this was just green leaf lettuce, and then there's some climbing peas that I had from ours from a few years back. So I'm just gonna plant these heavy because I do want peas this year. And I researched, and legumes or leafy items follow nightshades, so this is perfect, and I have the space for it. So I'm going to make sure I have enough netting, because I'm not going to sow everything and then have the chickens disrupt it while I'm trying to find enough stuff to wrap the bed. So I'm going to get that situated, get these planted, and then I'm going to move on to the next bed. That way I'm doing things in order of the beds being done. All the chickens are freaking me out. They're just laying out in the sun. They look like they're all just dead. It's just freaking me out. They're just soaking up the sun. Some over there are eating some of the broccoli plants I pulled, but I mean, I don't want to disrupt them, but they're freaking me out. Yeah, there's 4 right there. There's one right there. There's one over on the other side. And another one of my red ones doesn't look like she's feeling too good, so that darn, that's an olive acre right there. And the 2 red ones are over there, and I don't know where the other olive acre is. She's here somewhere. But yeah, when they're in the sun like this, it freaks me out. Okay, that was a fiasco. So the netting that I bought from Home Depot is really thin, and it was folded in thirds. So trying to lay this on the ground, and then cut it in thirds. Luckily, even if I messed up on the exact location of the square to cut, I had plenty. So I've just been trying to adhere it because I keep tripping over it. And then I remembered I needed to do the top, because that's what happened over there, is that I did the outside for the chickens, but then the birds came in from the top and ate everything. So I've got the top secured on here. I had to kind of piecemeal it together, but just until the peas grow up, the trellis. Yeah, see, it's pretty hokey, but I had to just use what I had. So, and some of the older stuff is starting to split, so I kind of just let it tangle itself, because they'll find the holes, I tell you. They're crafty little boogers. So, yeah, and I just separated it. That's great. Oh, goodness. So anyways, I have that on there now, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to sow the lettuces down there, that half, because that's, without going too fast, see the shade right here, that's only going to get worse, and it's about 12:30 in the afternoon right now, so yeah, that's only going to get worse. So I'm going to do that half of the bed with lettuce on the outside edges, and then the peas I'm going to sow really heavy down the middle, because I want a lot of peas this year. So shelling peas, that way I can put them in my canned stews and then freeze some and then use some for fresh. We're not huge like cooked peas on a plate like you do broccoli or corn or green beans, but I don't mind if it's in like mixed vegetables, or if it's in like stew, or chicken pot pie, that type of stuff. So I don't mind it. And the chickens are just literally sun soaking where they're standing. Look, she's asleep. Look at her. And then I left that gate open. Not sure I want to do that, but if they want to go scooch around for bugs out there, that's fine. I just don't want them destroying, you know, that garden over there. So anyways, the wind's starting to pick up a little bit, but so I'm going to get this done, and then I'm going to, after lunch, I'm going to work on this bed and get at least this bed planted in potatoes. I don't have enough netting. I'm going to have to order some. I don't have enough netting. Oh, I can plant this one potatoes, but I don't have enough to do that back bed over there. So I'm going to have to order some more. And peppers are going in that bed right back there, because I'm not doing, I think I'm only going to do like one jalapeno plant, maybe one sweet banana pepper, and then the rest in bell peppers. Because I mean, yeah, I use a lot of pepperoncinis, but I still have a lot from the summer in the fridge, and they're still crunchy, so that will get us through. I have 3 jars in the refrigerator, and I have 2 canned from, I'll have to check them, but year before last. They're going on 2 years old, so I'll need to eat those first, you know. So she's asleep. Good gravy. I love it. And that chair is just about rotten. That's what I get for leaving it outside. But what's nice about that, and yes, I've totally squirreled, is I can take some wooden planks and just screw it down just to use it. I kind of just use it as a quick place to sit down. So if I just have some 1-bys on there just to create a seat, then that'll be fine. But anyway, that cracks me up. See if I can zoom. Look at her. She's asleep standing up. Yeah, gravy. That might be my thumbnail. Alright, I'm going to get sewing some stuff. And I didn't do, let me zoom back out. I didn't do all of the bottoms so that I can lift them as I need to. So I'm going to use the Biotone starter fertilizer. I got that off of Garden Answer. That's the only place I can get it in Northern California, unless I want to drive 2 hours, which the price of gas versus shipping, I'll just have Garden Answer send me 4-pound bags. So I ordered 2 of those. I'm going to get that spread in there, and then, yep, just get the lettuce sown and the peas, and that's it. Yep, so 2 4-pound bags just come perfectly right in there. So nice. And it looks like I ordered those on November 29th and they shipped on December 3rd. So just now finally opening because I finally get to use it. Oh, and that metal tray that was sitting here I had my seeds in was full of water. So yeah, I do need to use the seeds now for sure. Okay, nothing really to show you other than some wet soil. So I did a heavy layer of the biotone starter fertilizer. I don't know why I have such a hard time saying that. And then I sowed the peas every 6 inches below the trellis, but along the water line there. Every 6 inches, I mean, that's 10 feet. So that's quite a few plants. So anyways, I'm hoping that will do something, and I can always re-sow it too. And then from this middle point on both sides, I did just the 1-leaf lettuce. And let's see what else. I think that's it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do on this end. I'm going to wait maybe till March, and then maybe I'll sow some more lettuces down here, or my lettuce starts will be ready. I can plant some out here. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. And don't forget, I'm in Northern California, Zone 9B. So even the package says that I can sow January and February. These are early shelling peas, not the late season ones. So then after lunch, I'm going to get going on that bed and get some potatoes planted. So I will see you back after lunch. Okay guys, it's after lunch and I took a little rest. It feels really good. My favorite naps or rest are the ones outside with just a hint of a breeze, just a hint of warmth to make you dozy, and no bugs and no noise other than birds. So it's not what I did, but pretty close to it. Anyways, I got the broccoli all pulled from here, gave it to the chickens. I took enough shoots that we should have enough for supper. Gathered 3 eggs, so hey, I feel rich. But I was noticing that compost mix that I got does have some weeds in it. The garlic beds or little things are just loaded with these certain types of weeds. So, I mean, it is what it is, especially if I think they make it themselves. So, anyways, there's the garlic. Looks like we're going to have some really good stalks of garlic. I'm totally digressing as usual, but look at the stalks on those. So I think we're going to have good garlic this year. I'm excited about that. But anyways, I just got out my little hand tiller. I'm not going to do much other than just to disrupt the weeds, to break their cycle there. And then I'm going to put some of that biotone starter fertilizer. Good gracious. I just have the hardest time with that. Anyways, I'm going to get that down, and then I'll make my rows for potatoes and just get after it. I just grabbed 2 bags out of the car. That's where I'm keeping them because it's cold in there and there's no mice. So that shed is a hot mess. I need to do that this weekend sometime. But these are just the Kennebec russets, or does it say Kennebec on it? Not sure. Huh. No idea. Oh, right there. Back. Oh, these are Silverton russets, so these are two different kinds. That's okay. So I'm gonna get them going right now, but I will show you when I get ready. Okay, row 1 is in. The bag of Kennebecs, there was a lot of them that were rotted, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but so I'm going to end up having only 3.5 bags, so that might just be this bed. We'll see. And then I have a ton in the house that are kind of the medium ones that are sprouted. If I have any space left over after I'm done with potatoes, I might do like an experiment bed. So I'm all about doing experiments to see what turns out. But yes, some of these are huge potatoes, and I could have divided them and hardened them off and got them in the ground, but today's the day I'm doing it. That's never worked for me before. I've done it a couple times in the past and it just hasn't worked well for me. So I'm just putting them in whole. You can see these are already all sprouted. The Kennebecs 2 of them don't have any sprouts, so I am going to leave those out. But yeah, there's 12 in this first row. I did take a picture and I wrote how many on there. There are a lot of worms in here, so that's also good news. When I go to do my worm composting bin here in a week or so, I may borrow from here. I don't know that I have enough to start, but we'll see. We'll see what I come up with. I bet you if I dig on the other side of the chicken coop, I'm buying a whole bunch. But so anyways, these are down 4 to 6 inches. I do the trench method, and what I'll do is I'll get some organic raised bed mix, and as they come up, I will cover them until the soil gets to the top of that bed. So, and then I just let them do what they're gonna do. So they're about 12 inches apart from center. Center to center is about 12 inches apart. Some of the bigger ones I did a little bit further apart, but overall I'm pretty happy with this bunch. So I hope I get a lot of potatoes. So I'm gonna do 3 beds, so I may have to go back and get more. I'm gonna have to go back and get more because I'm not gonna have enough to do that bed over there too. So, or I'm not sure about this bed because I do want quite a few beds for tomatoes. So I'm gonna need 2 beds for tomatoes at least, and I may actually have to do potatoes in that bed, I'm thinking. I'll have to see what the chart says where I can plant them. If not, I'm just going to say forget it and plant them where I want to. But these both sat dormant all winter, so I've had potatoes in that bed before. So we'll see. So I'm going to get these covered up. Like I said, I've already did biotone starter fertilizer, so it's going to get mixed in when I put it back on. And then it's all going to get watered in. And then I'll let you know at the end how many rows I did end up with and how many total. Okay, you'll have to excuse the shadow. But there's 12 in this row as well. I already started to cover one up, but these were some monsters too. So I should be able to get the 3rd row planted and hopefully get 36 plants in this bed. So, which this is 3 by 12, which is 36 square feet. So that's 1 every square feet. So that's it's about right. So, and then, like I said, I will top them as they start growing until the soil gets close to the top of the bed, and then I will call it. So Poppy is out here with me today. She hasn't been all day, but she's already got herself wound up once, and now she's wound up again. So she really likes the broccoli leaves. But anyways, so yeah, got 12 in this row as well, and gonna get working. And the reason why I didn't put you on time lapse is because see these crossbars, I'm having to lean over and hike over, and it's just not pleasant. So my back's already starting to hurt, so I'm not sure how much more I'm gonna get done for today. But I still want to putz out here a little bit, maybe do some cleanup. But anyways, that's where I'm at. And the worms in here were really good too. I don't know if you can see any. I'm not going to focus too hard. You'll just have to take my word for it. But there's a ton of worms in here and some big ones. So that's promising. Okay, I had just enough. So yeah, there's 36. There was 1 left in the bag, and it barely had a speck of an eye forming, or chit forming, however you want to say it. But so I'm going to get these watered in, get these net sides put back up so the chickens don't realize they can get in there, and then I'm going to call this video. So it's getting long enough. But anyways, guys, it'll be exciting to show you when things get planted. So yeah, planted on February 14th. We did have a full moon a couple nights ago, so I think I'm good enough. But I didn't check like the Appalachian sign planting calendar, but this is the day I had, so this is the day I'm doing it. Anyways, so I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll get back to you as best I can. Like I said, I got the potatoes from Tractor Supply here in Northern California, so I'm sure they'll have them ready for your region. So just check with them or go online and check with them. So remember to always be kind and do it make choppy. Thanks, guys. Bye.